Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a haul for you guys. I personally love watching hauls. I feel like anytime I watch a haul, I don't know, it feels like then I bought the books. Either that or I know what I'm gonna buy next. I feel like hauls always help me figure out what I'm gonna buy next. Before we get into that, I'm just gonna say one more thing. On my birthday, March 17th, we hit 500 subscribers on here, and it was so cool because whenever I first started my channel back in the beginning of February, I remember thinking how cool it would be to hit like a milestone number on my birthday. And at that time I was thinking like, oh, maybe like 100, maybe 200, but 500 is crazy, and that's so cool and I appreciate it so much. I love nothing more than talking about books with you guys, so I'm really thankful to have you guys, and if you are new, be sure to subscribe so you can stick around. Okay, we have 13 books here. That is a lot. I don't even know how I'm gonna be able to hold this up to show you guys, but I'm gonna have to because I need to take a thumbnail. Oh my god. Okay, so this is what we're working with. 13 on here, and I was not able to show them gracefully. So here's my pile of books. I'm gonna do this haul in chronological order. I was going to separate them based off of genre, but I feel like it's kind of just too complicated. I'm just gonna show you guys based off of when I got these. I got all of these books within probably a month time period. I'm titling this video my birthday book haul because all of these I got close to my birthday. So either right before my birthday with birthday cash, people got me these books, Barnes & Noble gift cards, anything like that. I guess March is just always going to be my spend whatever you want because it's your birthday month. And unfortunately for my wallet, I did in fact do that with books. So the first book in this haul, I'm trying to think about when I bought this and I literally have no clue, so I'm just including this in this video because I was looking at my shelf and I was looking at all the books that I have that are new when I got them, whether to include them in this haul, and I was thinking about this book and I'm like, I don't know when I got this, so maybe it was a part of this month, maybe not. I have no clue. This is Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. She is the author of Kingdom of the Wicked, but I'm pretty sure Kingdom of the Wicked is a YA series. This is an adult romantasy. I actually got this recommendation from Eden on BookTok, and what's funny about it is she really liked the first half of this, thought that the last half of this was like kind of average or not as exciting. So I bought this whenever she made the video, being obsessed with it in the very beginning of reading this. Then whenever I saw her say that, oh, like it was just okay at the end, I was like, I already bought it. But it's fine. I'm still excited to read this. I have heard a lot of people say great things about this. I've heard a lot of people give this 5 stars. So the next 4 books I got whenever I was with my friend Bailey. I kind of have to tell this story because I just think it's cute. I never get on Bumble BFF, but recently I've just realized that I really want more bookish friends in my area. I have a ton of internet bookish friends, but I don't have a lot of in-person bookish friends. So I made a Bumble BFF, and literally all of my background information was like, books, enjoys going to the bookstore, enjoys getting coffee and reading books. Like every single thing on there was about books because I was like, I literally am only using this to find book friends. I ended up matching with Bailey, who is one of my good friends now. This is probably like, I would say this is maybe 3 months ago, and we've hung out a couple times. Her friend, who I had been following on bookstagram, came into town and we all went book shopping, and it was so much fun, and we just had like the most bookish fun day where we went to like probably 3 or 4 different bookstores. We went to coffee shops. It was so much fun. The first place we went was a great bookstore in Asheville. If you guys are ever in town, you have to check it out. It's called Mr. K's Used Books. I'm pretty sure they have a location in Greenville as well. I got 2 books from there. First is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I just read Bride literally a couple months ago and I really enjoyed it. I'd never read any other Ali Hazelwood, and so I picked this up because I really like her writing style just for like a fun quick read. Bride was so quick. It was so much fun. I've heard that all of her books are like that. This one specifically I like because I'm a big Raylo fan, and I think this is based off of a Raylo fan fiction. I've also heard from a lot of people that this is her best, so I'm really excited to read this. Second book I got from the used bookstore was Scythe. This one is my friend Bailey's, one of her favorite books that she's ever read. This is dystopian. Dystopian has always been one of my favorite genres of all time. Whenever I was like 13, I was obsessed with Hunger Games, Divergent, Maze Runner, literally anything where there was any big government system that needed to be torn down. Loved it. Ate it up every single time. So I'm excited for this. Honestly, I feel like dystopian is one of the only genres that I don't really need romance in for me to enjoy it. I feel like a lot of other genres I get bored if there's not romance, but dystopian for me just tends to be so good on its own. I don't really know when I'm gonna read this. I feel like this is gonna have to be one of those books that I pull in my TBR jar during one of my TBR videos and I end up reading, which by the way, if you guys haven't watched my TBR jar from March video, you should go watch that. I have literally read almost every single thing I drew out of the jar for that video, and I am so impressed with myself, but I'm also impressed with the system in general. I never thought as a mood reader I'd be somebody who actually follows a TBR for the month, but I feel like because I'm a mood reader, I have to like get in the mood for something, and sometimes I'm in so much of a slump and I don't know what I'm in the mood for that I just like it just keeps going on, but it's actually helped me stay out of slumps this whole month because I know what is on my physical TBR from my TBR jar. So I have the stack and I'm just like, what am I in the mood for out of these few books? And I feel like it keeps me like less overwhelmed with options. I really like that system and I'm probably going to be doing it a lot more. These last two books I got whenever I was with my friends at Barnes & Noble. Both of these I've actually read since then and they were very quick reads. These are the only two on the whole haul that I have actually read yet. So the first one is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I loved this book, guys. I gave this a 5-star. It was one of my favorite books of the year. This is definitely my favorite contemporary romance I've read so far. I'm probably going to do a reread in the summer. I love this book. I think it's going to be a while till I'm over this story. I highly recommend this. It's childhood friends to lovers, second chance romance, just so emotional while also being so quick to fly through. I just love this book and I could not recommend this more. And we have The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. She is the author of Dead Romantics. I gave Dead Romantics a 4-star and I did like this better than Dead Romantics. I gave this 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the writing style. It includes elements of magical realism in this and I really enjoyed those parts of it. Clementine is just a very lovable character. She's very relatable. I also love characters that are older, like in their mid-late 20s, 30s. And I also like reading younger characters, but I just feel like it's more relatable to me now. I'm 25 and so I don't always want to read about a 19-year-old. I don't mind it, but like it's just nice. I initially gave it a 5. I bumped it down to a 4.5, but it was literally just because I kind of just forgot a lot of the story a couple days after I read it, and I feel like if I'm going to give a book a 5-star, it has to like stick with me. It has to be deeply ingrained into my system. Love in Other Words to me was that, but this one wasn't necessarily. I still thought it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I just didn't have that like 5-star feeling with it. Highly recommend this one too. So these next two books I got whenever I went to see my in-laws. I think it was the beginning of this month actually. I was with my mother-in-law and we were going to go to the bookstore that I went to a lot because we were in my college town. She took me in there and she was like, get anything you want. I love my mother-in-law. It was so sweet of her to do that. I was a little bit overwhelmed at first because I feel like anytime I go into a bookstore and somebody's like, get whatever you want, I'm like, there's literally so many books on my TBR. But this one was actually a pretty easy one because they were together. I saw it as soon as I walked in and I just have been wanting to read this forever. So I got the Duology by Rebecca Ross, A River Enchanted and A Fire Endless. I've been wanting to read this forever. You guys know that Divine Rivals was my favorite book of 2023. I loved Ruthless Vows too, and I'm actually reading River Enchanted this month. It was on my March TBR video. It was during the jar pull of a book by my favorite author, and I honestly would have put this off for a very long time. I feel like when it's not one of my highly anticipated reads, I don't really get nervous to read it, but whenever it's one that I know that I will probably like and I'll be upset if I don't like, I just get a little bit overwhelmed and it takes me a lot to actually start things. So I'm pushing myself to start this month and I'm really excited about it. So I got a Barnes & Noble gift card for my birthday. I don't remember which of my family members it was from, or it might have been one that I had found from Christmas maybe. So I'm not sure who these are from, but if they're from you, thank you. I don't remember who got me a Barnes & Noble gift card. These next 5 are from Barnes & Noble. The first one is by Heather Fawcett. I think that's how you pronounce her name, and it's Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Look how pretty this cover is. It is literally so cute with like the mushrooms and the little plants and key and book. Oh, it's so cute. This one I don't know much about. I'm pretty sure this is like a cozy romantasy, and I think it takes place in the winter time or springtime. So I'm not sure when I'm gonna read this. I might wait till next winter. I really don't know, because now I'm kind of starting to get into the mood of like summer reads almost, because it's been so warm out. So I'm not sure when I'm gonna read this. I'm just happy to have this because it's so cute, and eventually I will read it and I'll probably be obsessed with it. But for now, it's just gonna look cute on my bookshelf. Next up is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. Every single person on my bookstagram is obsessed with this series. I have been meaning to get this forever, but it is also one of those intimidating series. Everybody says that this is like the British Gossip Girl, which is a very big deal for me because I was a Gossip Girl connoisseur. I probably watched the whole thing through like 6 times. I had a Vine edit account in high school, so literally like I am a Gossip Girl connoisseur. I love toxic romances or just like toxic anything. Gossip Girl was so toxic now that I think about it. I don't know how I was like a normal human being during those years. I have been wanting to read this forever. I think that my husband and I are going to go to the UK at some point this year, so I'm tempted to save this for the UK and like read this on the plane there and read it while I'm there, because I feel like that'd be really fun to do while I was in the UK because it is British. We'll see. If I draw it out of the TBR jar, I might read it before then. I literally don't ever know, but I'm really excited to read it. I think I probably will be really obsessed with it. It's just a matter of when I will get to it. I also got The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Every single time I get on my Pinterest, I see quotes from this book and I'm just like, I have to get it. I have to read it. I'm pretty sure this is a lit fic, but it has, I think it has magical realism in it as well, and it's more like dark academia. But every quote that I read from this book, it makes me want to read it even more. I also have a couple people on bookstagram who said that this was like one of their favorite books of all time, so I'm really excited to get into this. I actually probably will read this sooner than later, actually. And then last one from Barnes & Noble is Happy Place by Emily Henry. This will make my 3rd Emily Henry book, I think. I read Beach Read and Book Lovers last summer. Absolutely love both of them, but I liked Beach Read more, and I'm probably gonna save this one for summertime. I've heard this one is a lot more emotional than the other two, so I'm a little bit nervous for that. I feel like Emily Henry is so good at writing stories that are emotional, and they're not entirely about the romance, but they also have such good romance in them. Beach Read was literally just so emotional. I was sobbing all the time whenever I was reading it, and then Gus and January are like one of my favorite book couples ever, so I'm really excited to read this. I'm pretty sure this is like a second chance romance, maybe. Definitely saving this for like June or July. Maybe I'll read this in May, I don't know, just sometime in the summer on a beach somewhere. These last 3 I got with my birthday cash, and I got them from several different places. So first one is Babel by R.F. Kuang. I think this is like a historical dark academia fantasy, maybe? I'm pretty sure I got this in the fantasy section. This one is actually also influenced by Eden on booktok. She raves about this book. I'd seen it obviously everywhere on booktok, but I never really kind of got influenced enough to get it, but Eden is obsessed with this one, so I'm really excited to read this. And I got this one from the used bookstore I was talking about before, the Mr. K's in Asheville. I always forget how cheap books are in Target until I go into Target to get something else, and then I'm like, that is so inexpensive. I got Normal People by Sally Rooney. I don't know how I've never read this. I think also I was looking on Hulu the other day and I realized that I really wanted to watch this show, but I've never read the book, and if it's like a reasonable like one book, typically I like to read it before I watch the show. That's kind of how I am with Daisy Jones and the Six. Like, I haven't read it yet, so I don't want to watch the show, but with this one, it's so short. It's 285 pages, so that's so easy. Probably sooner than later, because I really do want to watch the show. I think this is a lit fic, but it has romance in it. I'm not sure if this is a romance, because I'm pretty sure this is sad. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe I'm making that. I feel like anytime I see a book talk about this, it's just people crying. So I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous to read this book. I am probably going to read this sooner rather than later. But I was so blown away because I think at Barnes & Noble this is like $20, but at Target it's $13. And it was on sale for 20% off. Finally, the last book purchased in this birthday season of life, this long drawn out birthday season. I was at one of my favorite antique stores with my husband, and we walked in. He showed me a painting. He was like, oh, we should get this. And I was like, I don't really want to spend any more money. But then as soon as we go down into the book section, I'm like, never mind, I'm spending money. I got Beartown by Friedrich Backman. This one is a lit fic that takes place in, I'm pretty sure it's the Pacific Northwest. I think it has hockey in it, and it's in a small town. I'm not entirely sure what this book is about, but I've heard everybody rave about this. I am trying to read more lit fics this year because I feel like every single time that I read a lit fic, I come out of it absolutely 100 times better than I was before. But it's a little bit intimidating for me to start them, more so than like contemporary romance, fantasy, any of like my typical genres. I feel like this edition is just really pretty because I've seen it in paperback. I definitely think it's in paperback now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you've read any of these books, if you liked them, if you didn't like them, let me know down below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. Let me know what videos you guys want to see from me next, because I have a couple planned, and obviously I'm always going to do like the March wrap-ups, TBR videos, things like that. But if you have any like theme video ideas that you want me to do, let me know down below. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.